Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to That to Shoot. A weekly, it was like, show what's going on in the world of professional wrestling. But we have predictions, and we got predictions. NXT Heatwave is tomorrow night, and by the way, this is being recorded, as you know, on a Saturday, so a special Saturday edition. Had some business to take care of yesterday, so we're doing this on Saturday. But tomorrow night, NXT Heatwave will be happening live on Peacock. So make sure you turn in right here afterwards so we can go ahead and talk about what went down on NXT Heatwave. But before we get into the predicting, I do quickly want to talk about how we are now we have a big announcement of WWE going on ESPN, and we have already now just gone ahead and said, fuck it, let's start it early. It was supposed to be like with WrestleMania 42 in 2026. No, September 20th, 2025 will be the official start of the WWE on ESPN Netflix era. And in fact, if you watched last night's Sports Center, you saw they were already doing like Friday Night SmackDown updates, which is gonna be insane to see WWE recaps being put on ESPN if that is happening. So this could be a very interesting thing. I really could. I would love to see a WWE type show on ESPN 2, right? Wouldn't that be something like, yeah, like bring back what's the show that was on Fox? I forget what it was, but yeah, bring that back. Put it on ESPN 2. At like 8:30 on a Saturday night or something like that. Or 10:30 on a Friday night maybe. Like Saturday nights, college football starting. We all college football, and we got college football today. That's gonna be good in about an hour or so from this recording. So, but while we're here doing this recording, so we don't miss the football, let's go ahead and get to the predicting. In an America versus Canada grudge match, the Americans, Tyra May Steele and Tavion Heights, takes on the Canadians, Ethan Page, the North American champion, and Chelsea Green in a mixed tag match. This is a very interesting story. I think they're trying to get the Tyra May Steele has only had like one match with NXT, while Jasper Troy has had several matches, and I think he was on I think he had several matches even on one premium live event. So I don't know. I think the wrong girl won. I think Xena should have won. Um, but it is what it is. Um, but now we have, these two going at it, and it should be very interesting. I'm trying to figure out how they're gonna do this here, because Tavion Heights and Tyrion still need to. Well, Tyrion needs to win, because I think maybe they could be doing the Tavion Heights singles push, because they got him out of in the NQCC. While Ethan Page, he can lose, now, but still win the North American title match between him and Tavion later. So, and also it also could be Ethan Page. I don't know. Maybe he's main roster Brown. Again, he's one of the main people that are like, if talking about if the Vision is going to get a fourth, he's been one of the main names talking about being at fourth. Him and Ricky Starks, which is kind of insane because they talk about the future. Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed, Ricky Starks, and what's his guy, and Ethan Page are all all in their mid-30s. The only young guy is Braun Breaker. So that's a very strange thing. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say the Americans pick up the victory in this battle of Canada versus whatever America. You might be seeing some glitching. I'm not sure why you're seeing it, but I apologize for that. Just some flashes and things like that. I'm not sure, but let's continue on. Jordan Grace versus Blake Monroe. This is very interesting. This is Blake Monroe cost Jordan Grace the NXT Women's Championship a couple weeks ago at the Evolution pay-per-view, and then for some reason she decided to start body shaming her, and like really are we I was like, really, are we doing this in 2025? We are body shaming women. Uh, I don't really know what is happening. So, but I'm gonna assume that Jordan Grace was okay with it. Um, yeah, it might even be her idea to do it. Um, so when it comes to this match, you know, you want to talk about somebody that needs him here, because they've kind of put Jordan Grace out there, and she just continues to not win anything. And she's been talking about being called up to the main roster as well. I gotta think here that Jordan Grace has to win this, right? She has to win this. So I'm gonna say Jordan Grace picks up the victory, and she beats Blake Monroe. Our next match is a match for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Hank and Tank, the champions, take on two members of Dark State. You know, they've put all of these guys together for Dark State, and now they've got, you know, Cutler James now doing a gimmick that he did when he was, when he was doing his tryouts. He cut a promo and it was like about butts and everything, and he was sticking his people up butts and everything like that. And now they brought it to NXT now, where he's making these wilding out statements and everything like that. So, but I think Dark State is, they want to put them together. So I kind of think that they should probably get the titles right here, shouldn't they? That's what I think. I'm not sure what two numbers are, but yeah, and I'm sure they'll probably freebird it to make it interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna say, as much as I like Hank and Tank, I'm gonna say that the two members of Dark State should win the NXT Tag Team Championships. A number one contenders match for the NXT Women's Championship: Jada Parker versus Lola Fice versus Kalani Jordan. This should be a very good match. I think this could probably steal the show tomorrow night. But I'm gonna go with Jada Parker. I just think that she's it. If you're not gonna do Jordan Grace, I think you have to do Jada Parker. She's got the crowd behind her. Everybody goes Miss Parker, Miss Parker. She's obviously she is a internet, favorite for for a couple of reasons. One pretty big one, exclusively, but kind of like Lola's internet favorite, everything like that. So yeah, I would think they're probably gonna give it. I probably think that Zeta Parker is going to be there. So I think she would be the number one. Now, will she win it now? No, I don't think so. I personally think that what they have to do, just for me, is that you have to go. You should go JC Jane to Jordan Grace, and then from Jordan Grace to Jada Parker, and then put Jordan Grace up on the main roster. That's what I would think the situation goes down to. So, that's how I would do it. But I think Jada Parker here wins. She becomes the number one contender for the championship. The WWE TNA partnership seems to be going very well, as both the TNA championships, the men's and women's championships, are held by NXT wrestlers. Maybe not for long though, because we have the TNA Knockouts Championship on the line in another triple threat match, as JC Jane takes on Masa Samovich and Ash by Elegance. I think JCJ, and they did really good. This is very something that they really done with JCJ. Something that we didn't expect. We didn't expect her to beat Stephanie McCurr to win the NXT Championship. We don't expect her to win the Knockout Championship with Masha Slamovich, but she has. And I think she's had actually real one. She is not the most beatable women's champion in history. She is not. She has proven herself in this ring, and she's done a great job. And I think, but with that, I don't think she's got too much longer to hold for both championships. Again, I think that Jordan Grace will take. We're going to take that. She's going to take that. Not NXT Women's Championship away from her very soon, and then I think, and I think that Knockout Championship is going to be going back to a Knockouts champion very soon. As it would it be tomorrow night on Heatwave? I don't think so. I think they're going to do that on a TNA little special, or a TNA event. So I do think that's going to happen. So I think Jacy Jayne will retain the TNA Knockouts Championship on NXT Heatwave. And finally, the NXT Championship match. Obo Femi takes on Javon Evans. You know, I'm not necessarily sure what it is here. See, to me, I think Javon Evans probably should be the next NXT champion. He would be the youngest NXT champion, and I would probably assume that he would be the youngest WWE champion. No, actually he wouldn't, because that kid Nicholas was at 7 years old. He's the youngest, but you know what you get what I'm saying. When it comes to a heavyweight championship, he would be the youngest champion at 21, 22 years old. But I kind of think that you should save that for NXT Stand and Deliver, right? So what's the story going to be here? Is the story going to be that he, is it going to be the same story they told with Tony D, where it's like he can't get over the thing, and he needs that one last chance to do it? Is the story going to be that that somebody like stops Oba Femi from doing it? I don't know. Is it gonna be like the Gunther thing where Oba Femi is too strong for Javon Evans, but then he gets a weakness somehow? They don't do blood intentionally on NXT. Josh Bray the other night got busted open, but it was from like the I think the hard chop that he got caught in the face with from Ikamura. I think that's what it was on the eyebrow, so I think that's what busted him open. But yeah, so what's going to happen? I don't know what the story is. If Javon Evans would win tomorrow night, it would be great, and I'd be okay with it. I think it's going to be a fantastic match, because they've already had a match, actually. I think it was for the North American Championship, a few months, a year or so ago around this time, and it was a good match, but I was Oba Femi winning. I think it could be the same thing here. So I'm going to say Oba Femi retains, because I think the way to do it is to have Javon Evans win at the NXT Stand and Deliver. So I think that's the way to go about it. So Oba Femi retains the NXT Championship. Alright, so to recap, we've got Tavion Heights and Tyron Steele, the Americans, beating the Canadians in a mixed tag match. Jordan Grace beating Blake Monroe. Dark State becoming the new WWE NXT Tag Team Champions. Jada Parker becoming the #1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship. Jacy Jayne retaining the TNA Knockouts Champion, and Oba Femi retaining the NXT Championship. All that is happening tomorrow night on Peacock. For I don't know how much longer, but yes, on Peacock. And yes, once again, make sure to come back here after tomorrow night to check out the rapid reaction as we talk about what went down last night. Maybe, it could be an uneventful, show, but still a good show. It could be a very eventful show. So we all have to wait and see. Some programming notes for you. You want to make sure that you are subscribed and you have the notification bells on and popping, because I'm going to start to put out a lot of stuff over the next couple of weeks as we are getting into football season. My podcast will be uploaded here. I have college football predictions, NFL predictions, NFL breakdowns. We also get Clash in Paris. That's going to be next week as well, and a lot of other things are going to be happening over the next couple of weeks. Where along with the normal reaction videos and Trade Hunter Labs and anything else that comes on. So you're going to make sure that you are subscribed and have the notification bell clicked, turned on, so that you can, anytime I put out a video, you can be notified about what's going down. Alright, y'all, post your comments down below to me what you guys think, what do you guys think about my predictions. What are your predictions for NXT Heatwave? Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJTRIP signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.